Good morning, YouTube stream. It is currently 5:33 a.m. PST. Sitting here in Phoenix, Arizona. Back for another trading session. Today we will be good morning, YouTube stream. I'm over here. I forgot. It is currently 5:33 a.m. PST. Sitting here in Phoenix, Arizona. I love when I do that. I didn't mute the audio on my live stream feed, so I was getting double audio. I apologize. But yeah, today I'm going to start a 50K prop preparation journey. Gonna prepare through a 50K paper trading account that I'll form through my broker. Um, and yeah, so towards the end of the month, I'm gonna venture into a 50K prop account through my current broker. Um, and yeah, look to scale that. And profit the word that's in my head, but I was looking for a different word. But I guess just profit off that 50K account to then scale my live account. Again, continue to diversify my portfolio. Um, and yeah, just gain access to more capital. That's what's so nice about prop firms. Um, if you've been kind of following our journey up to this point, me in particular, I've liked prop accounts at times. I've hated prop accounts at times. But I think now I have a kind of a firm kind of viewpoint towards prop accounts and see them for what they are. And they really are a valuable asset. They are a valuable resource. But, and that's a big but, the prop firm industry is just it can be just very slimy and inhonest and some of these prop firms really are there to scam you, even though it doesn't seem like it. These prop accounts are on the back end manipulating price, doing whatever they have to do to make sure that they're not making a boatload of payouts. Because at the end of the day, a prop firm gets established. People start a prop firm to profit off of people blowing their accounts. Like that's how they make money. Um, but then at the same time, the more optimistic, the more positive side of prop firms and prop accounts is does give you more access to a boatload of capital that you wouldn't have access to otherwise. And so because of that, if you can find a trustworthy prop firm, a prop firm that has made payouts, consistent payouts, that has proved itself to be long-standing, then certainly, if you can pass one of those challenges, and profit on your 80-20 split or whatever it is, and take that money to the bank, that certainly is a valuable resource. So what I came across, through my broker, I've been with my broker in full disclosure. My broker is KOT Forex. Um, again, like to the fact that KOT Forex has their own prop firms. About probably like 2 months ago. Um, and over the course of the last 2 months, I guess up to about 2 weeks ago, so maybe a month and a half, I'll call it. Um, I've been intrigued. I've been intrigued. I've had a good relationship with my broker. Haven't had any issues ever with my broker as far as deposits go, withdrawals, anything like that. No issues. Support is good. And so for that reason, because I trust the brokerage side of this firm, I'm gonna give it a shot. I'm gonna get back in it. This is my second time um, doing a prop account journey. Um, blew the first one, but give myself some grace because that prop firm did eventually go away, got shut down. It was Secure the Bag. That's what the prop firm was called. And it ended up getting shut down by the powers that be, I say. But yeah, as we move into towards the end of the month, over the next 2 weeks, gonna be preparing hard through the paper trading here, this 50K paper trading account. And yeah, at the end of the month, I have the plan set to purchase that funded account and get to that. I believe the first challenge is 10%, second challenge is 5%. Um, yeah, I have every intention to breeze through that and look to scale that 50K. I heard a little jingle on my Zoom. So EHM Trades joins the party this morning.
What
What's goody? What's good?
is going on?
Yeah, got the live going about 9 minutes ago. 5:30 start on the live. I got on here at 5. Was getting everything nice and organized on my end, getting my thoughts together. It's 5:30 start. What happened to the news this week? I feel like the news changed.
Um, Hold on. Let me try to get my camera up here.
But
Why is my camera not working? It's telling me I can't find a virtual camera. Oh dear.
Mhm. Mm.
Show me some love. What are you doing?
Uh, Facebook, that's where it is. Let me check that video I posted on Facebook. Check this news, man.
Camera not going up. Please.
I thought it was pure PPI, CPI this week. Um,
I think it's those meetings. Symposium. I freaking love that
mhm.
word.
Symposium.
Jackson Hole Symposium.
Let me see this.
Display capture. Yeah, what do you? Hold on one sec. One sec. One sec.
No, I'm tripping. That was last week. That
Oh,
was last
that
week.
was another jingle.
Yeah, I was tripping. I was tripping.
Bro,
Oh
why is
shit.
it telling me this? Why is it telling me that cannot find my camera?
Mm. The virtual camera, man.
That virtual camera.
That virtual camera.
Yeah, please cooperate with me. I would greatly appreciate. All right, shut up. Me start. You know what I think it is? I need to get this virtual camera on. Oh, I might
Thing.
need to allow it in these damn settings. When does news kick off today?
News kicks off not within the hour. Let me check here. I just changed my name on the Zoom. We're looking at. I gotta flip the next week. Looking at today is Tuesday, August 20th. No impactful news today. No impactful news today. Have two FOMC members, Bostic and Barr, speaking at 10:35 and 11:45 respectively. So could gain a little bit insight there. um, as the morning concludes and we move into the afternoon. Tomorrow we have the FOMC meeting minutes, which will be
Mm,
interesting. I know last week we were talking about uh, trying to understand if that meeting is going to be public, private, what kind of data is going to be dropped, if you will, publicly.
yeah.
It's a meeting that's
That was
scheduled
a
8 times a year, 3 weeks after the
yeah.
federal funds rate is announced.
Yeah, that shall be interesting. That shall be interesting.
Yeah, I'm gonna look into that a bit as I get this paper account up and moving.
I'm getting
Um,
really frustrated with this actually.
Let me see here. Detailed recording of the FOMC's most meeting. Detailed
Can you
recording.
guys can you guys see me?
Yes.
I cannot see me. That's what's throwing me off.
Insights into the economic and financial conditions that influence their vote on where to set interest rates. But yeah, gonna
Hey,
get to
don't be
this.
too concerned. Don't be too concerned, Marcus. You look pretty good, mate. So good.
Well, that makes me really freaking happy. Show self view. Oh, there I am. Show self view. That's a nice button to select. All right. Let's figure out what these charts are freaking doing.
Right.
But yeah, so as I look at the chart this morning, what are my thoughts on the chart this morning? And so I put that video on Facebook last week, talking about the DXY and USD JPY. My overall sentiment, being bullish from where we are at now. And I referenced the bear trap area that we're currently in, which I think now is really important to understand. Especially, as the Fed meeting passes through tomorrow. I had promising unemployment data last week. I believe that was last week. Or was the week before?
No, it was last week.
It was last week. But
Yeah.
promising unemployment data. Our CPI was right at forecast. Um, our our retail sales were in fact good for currency. Where's my PPI? Yeah, yeah, retail sales bullish, unemployment claims bullish, CPI right at forecast. Um, so the impactful news that we got last week, which inevitably, big impactful folders, um, impactful to the market overall. Um, reading bullish, and so I think about the bear trap that we're in, and I'm looking at this DXY, and I'm looking at JPY, and I'm seeing the market just trying to take out these stop loss orders, trying to get people out of the market, get people stuck in this bear trap. Because you see, it's just consolidating. We recently got a little push past our most recent low from Monday, from earlier on Monday yesterday. Earlier this morning, touched a new low. Um, Man, I see this as the market trying to just get people out of the market, because people know that the dollar's going to get strength. We're going to see strength with the data that came through. We're going to see that USD strength come through and see that DXY turn bullish at some point. So I think that's known by retail traders specifically. Um, And so I'm really gonna sit on my hands and wait for that move here. When it comes to my execution of trades. Of course that could change if our DXY, for whatever reason we continue in a bearish direction. My sentiment could change. Um, but sitting here right now, gonna sit on my hands and wait for this bullish momentum to come into the market. and carry us to our levels of inefficient price on the bullish side on our DXY, then analogously our USD JPY pair.
Sorry.
Let's get this. What I need to do, I want to figure out how to do this without. Let me see here. KLT. Let me open another window. I'm gonna get this 50K um, paper account up and running. Just so whenever that move happens, I'm ready to start that. And so perfect. At the beginning of the call, at the end of the month on the 29th. I believe the 29th. I'm gonna make the purchase. No, I think I'm gonna do it the 31st. So going into not next week, so about 2 more weeks now. On September 1st, I'm gonna purchase a 50K funded account through my broker. So I'm gonna take these next 2 trading weeks to prepare for that. Um, and yeah, super excited, super excited. Second time around in the prop uh, industry, the prop realm. Feeling my one reservation with prop firms is really just the regulation and the authenticity of these prop firms. Like I said, the prop firm industry, these companies are designed, they're built, they're created to profit off people blowing their funded accounts and buying more funded accounts. That's how they make money. For that reason, there's a lot of room for um, what's the word I'm looking for? People, company, business owners who don't have integrity to manipulate price action um, and make it very, very difficult and close to impossible to um, not only accomplish your challenge. That's the first part. But then when you accomplish your challenge, are you going to get paid out? That's the
Hmm.
big question. Um, but with this broker, with this I guess prop firm, which is attached to the broker that I use, I have a long-standing relationship with my broker. Haven't had any issues ever as far as depositing, making withdrawals. Haven't had any issue with support, getting in contact with anybody. So for that reason, feeling pretty good about the authenticity of this prop venture. Um, yeah, so super excited to get going on this. But preparation is the first step.
Proper preparation prevents poor performance. Sorry, I'm
Yes.
just getting just getting everything, taking a look at this market, taking a look at some of the news. So I'm just kind of getting things in order.
Mm,
Um,
70198.
yeah, me and Q have been utilizing the same broker, so we actually just recently discovered the prop firm potential on our broker. So it's like, we'll give it a shot. I don't mind giving it a shot with a credible company we've already utilized on one side of the Forex industry. This is actually like one of the first brokers that I ever even touched was KOT Forex. I
You
always
know
thought it
what?
would, what was that?
Okay, Dylan.
No, I was gonna say I
Yes,
always thought
sweetheart.
it was kind of like a like some BS just because like KOT Forex, it just sounded like it could be not as reliable as I thought it would be, but it's proved me a liar and to not judge a book by its title.
KLT4X. All right. Account created successfully. KLT4X trade locker demo paper. USD leverage 100. So now it's to their prop accounts, $50,000 amount. Let's get in here.
Yeah, and then freaking what's that? A hundred times 50,000 was that $500,000 buying power or $5 million buying power, excuse me.
Mhm.
Um, so that's what we talked about it last week, just the more legitimacy of the guidelines for this prop account, rather than seeing a $50,000 account also with a 500 leverage, um, which is like, you know, people think they can go in there and just put in a 10 lot size and possibly just hit a home run on that first trade. I can't tell you how many times I forget my password to this damn KOG Forex platform.
Uh, there she is. Keep over her yahoo.com. And so as we prepare for this, your preparation for events like this entail? What's as you look forward to the next couple weeks before we get going on this, what's your thought in terms of preparation? How are you approaching this?
Let me think about that for a sec.
Mhm.
Approach to my 50K live funded account. So I'm also trying to reset my password, so I want to allow that thought to sit. But I will get you an answer. Don't I'm spinning back around to that answer.
Yeah. Ugh. Yep. All right.
All right,
Mm.
indicator app. So when I think about my approach, 420042, is that not correct? I'm looking right at the code. Oh no, I got a new one. 68076. Yeah, for me, it's having like, so like the previous fund account I was doing, um, it wasn't like I wasn't having success with it. Like I was probably, let me see, 20% of the way to my first goal, before it just died. So my when I think about the previous experience that I've had with a funded account, it's not negative in the light of my execution process or my approach or my risk or any of that. It's more of, okay, is this going to be a company I can rely on? So thinking about my approach this time, that does bring me peace of mind, that I am dealing with a broker that I potentially might not have to worry about with that. So I don't have to try to rush it is kind of what I was going to be getting at. Um, I felt there's a few different demo funded accounts that I've had that I've tried to rush because of the availability of the funding. Um, and instead of still approaching it with the same, VXT type of mindset, um, even though it is a funded account and it's providing me more capital which just, allows me to increase the size of my trades. Um, so I would say just, as I approach this, just staying super consistent with my risk,
Hmm.
um, is really, really important. Um, because we have I have the initial way I enter my trades, the VXT strategy. And then, I have the inverse VXT, which is when we're just flipping everything we're looking at, um, and utilizing it when we're correcting against price. So as long as staying consistent to my entry protocols, and then I manage my risk accordingly, and I don't get into that situation where I'm like, you know what? I think this will come back to where my position was, and you to kind of utilize the fact that I do have such available capital, and then try to let my trades all go into profit, because that's not a sustainable way to look at it. Just having my execution points, having my exit points, having my risk, and then just allowing VXT to do its thing there. So, um, as I approach this funded account, um, first, as we approach this training, I'm going to be really intentional about putting myself in the mindset of this really preparing me for, a serious financial, shift, in terms of preparing for this training account, passing the funded, and then becoming a funded trader. Um, so that's kind of just so think about it briefly about my approach to this, utilizing my previous experience with props, um, staying consistent to my risk, and then just staying solid to my entries. That was another thing too that I feel like I did a lot was, um, I would just be trading just willy nilly because I had a prop account. I'm just like, all right, I have X amount of dollars to play with. This looks good. Let's see if it works out. Let's
Hmm.
just press the button. And that's just not what we want to, that's not how we want to build it. So why do we even want to create something off of, execution that we really don't have anything to pull out of outside of, oh, I pressed the button and I profited.
Hmm.
Now, that's not completely the case. I understand, but we want to be able to have something to come back to. Like, okay, did I enter exactly? Did I react how I like to off of what my analysis said? Um, instead of did I profit? Because that's such a fragile type of reflection, I feel like. So yeah.
Yeah, and the risk is what I want to lock in. I think the whole thing where you enter a trade and you want to be proved right by the market so bad that you let those plays go um,
Mm,
a little bit longer, especially like when you're trading a live account and trading your own capital. I'll have the tendency to let some things go past my mark just to see. Because my thoughts, my sentiment is, I wanted to do this, so I'm trading for that. But there's always that level where you have to make your exit. You have to make your exit. So moving through these next 2 weeks, I'm gonna really just lock in this risk management on 50K. Um, yeah, so just to start there. Start there. It's discipline
Hey,
VAC,
can I ask a question, guys?
please.
hmm
Um, I mean, you both are talking about proper accounts, right?
hmm
Yeah, and you both have started in, well, it's not your first one, but you're instigating. We're talking about this as a proper account. Um, are you? Do you find yourselves approaching executions, and also, when you want to get out of trades?
Mhm.
um, particularly different to when the money is coming out of your bank account?
Do we approach it different? Um, I'd say the simple answer is no. Ideally, we don't want to approach these entries any different. Our the thought towards risk management should be the same. I think what changes for me is just the
Ideally,
constraint.
yes. Yes. It was an honest question. Like, do you,
Mhm.
not could you, can you, but
Yeah,
do
Yeah,
you?
yeah.
go ahead, Mark.
I would say I have traded my live account and my funded account differently from the aspect of I am so caught up in my live account and in increasing my actual money that I will not follow the protocols I should consistently because I'm so more attached to that money because it's mine. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm losing it. That type
But
of
the
mindset.
proper counts money as well, right?
Yeah, well, that is my
What
money,
is
but if and so if I have my risk management strategy built on a prop account, of course the amount of losses I can take will be greater than the amount of losses I can take on my live account on my actual money because my risk is going to be slightly different because I'm going to be playing with a little bit more money. Um,
Yeah, well,
and
that's the interesting point, right? That's what I'm trying to make the point of is
mhm.
like, if you don't have skin in the game, do you risk it? And
So
if you don't have skin in the game, you risk more and you sort of like a bit more laissez-faire about it. I'm not saying you guys, I'm
yeah, yeah,
using you as a rule, right?
yeah.
Um, but if you think about it like realistically, if you
Mhm,
approach every trade, doesn't matter what it is
mhm,
um, um, every dollar and every experience is what it is. Mm.
mhm,
So
Mhm.
uh, I know I'm saying this from a network marketing point of view because there are people that say, I can't afford something, so in the early days you buy them their pack or whatever, but they
Mhm.
don't get the result because they don't have skin in the game.
Mhm.
But
mhm.
when they do have skin in the game, it's a different thing altogether because then they're ante up. So I'm just
Mhm.
wondering how with prop accounts and things like that, is that does it like it takes the pressure off of thinking, well, okay, I don't have to I have something to play with, but
Mhm.
not necessarily
Yeah,
in that you can lose because you don't meet your percentage parameters, but
Mhm.
still don't lose. You know what I mean? So I'm
Mhm.
just wondering what the incentive is to do a proper account rather than doing a live account and just have skin in
yeah.
the game.
Yeah,
Do you
so
get what I'm
for
saying?
me, yeah, for me it's just purely capital. So I have skin in the game, me personally, no matter what side I'm on. Because I've invested into this funded account. And in my situation, right, it's actually me buying into a funded account is going to be more than any live account that I've ever had. Like the money that it's going to cost me to put into a funded account is going to be more than I have ever put into a live account and just grown my own and just traded with my own money. So for me, I'm able to put myself and say, okay, I have skin in the game no matter what side I'm on. The same with my paper account, if I'm being completely honest, because I can get within the confines of this paper account and really, really do something that's going to hurt my trading psychology, my trading approach, if I don't approach this correctly. So to me, having skin in the game is not solely just capital. It is also just me involving my decision making process within the market because no matter what dollar amount I have, it's whether it's on the prop side or whether it's on the live side, both sides I've put my own capital up for this. And so where I've just struggled with my live account versus my funded account is being so caught in each and every trade that I expect to go 100% trading my live account. But with understanding that I have the first of all, the funded account provides us parameters. So prior to me having my trade plan on my live account, I didn't have really like daily parameters. This is what I'm gonna do if I don't, get this amount, or if I lose this amount of trades or whatnot. So um for me, there was, why I thought I had, I mean, I can't even say this is why I thought I had success, but just those initial parameters causing me to not continue to overtrade on my funded account versus my live account, and thinking that today is the day I grow this live account 50%, or today is the day I do this to this account. So my risk management is just personally a lot cleaner on a funded account, because I'm not caught between each and every single trade and expecting it to grow my account. Um, just because it's the probability game after that, and I just had a hard. I have had a harder time putting myself in allowing my trade plan, my psychology, my analysis, to all come together, on my live account. Because, like I said, I was just caught between making you know,
Yeah.
that account grow. So,
Yeah. And my full intention, with this prop account is to whatever I earn off this prop account potentially, that's going into my live account. It's like my whole intention with the prop is to fund my live account, just because I don't have access to that kind of capital right now. And so me trading a live account over the course of, say, 3 months. And say I have a 500, let's just call it $1,000 live account. I trade that for 3 months, have good success, trade at 3% a day. I don't know what number it'd be, but let's just say that 1,000 turns into 10,000. Great.
Yep.
But you go over that course of 3 months and you start with that 50K prop account. You grow that 50K for that 3 months at that same percentage you did with your live account at 1,000. The that 50K is now, let's call it 100K, and you've made an 80-20 split off that profit all the way up there. Um, and so it's really just the access to the capital, and your thought process is so spot on, Jason, because our whole goal is to unify the different kinds of trading, and for us to really just be one when it comes to paper trading, when it comes to prop accounts, when it comes to our live account. Like those naturally feel very different, early on, and even as we progress through and we trade for 6 months, a year and a half, but kind of unifying how we enter the market, our risk management, um, and just figuring how to be one as a trader, and our psychology not wavering or changing no matter what account we're trading on. I think that's the goal. That's what I want to push myself to. When I my first time around on the prop account, I found that um, I found the necessity to really, really take care of your margin and your daily percent loss. I feel like it kept me a little bit more honest to the levels that I set. So if I had a stop loss level, you just got to take your exit right there. Versus when I trade my live account, I have the potential to, okay, I don't have a 5% daily max drawdown that I have to worry about. Um, if this long position that I entered moves into drawdown, um, I can sometimes I'll have the tendency to convince myself to stay in the position and wait for it to get back to that level or get into profit, whether it does or not. But I find that the constraints on the trading conditions Kind of keeps me a little bit keeps me honest, keeps me honest to my levels. Um, but yeah, at the end of the day, the prop is just there for me for more capital to fund my live account. Because at the end of the day,
Mm,
the prop accounts will only pay you out so much. I know like you can get up to $1 million of funding or $6 million of funding. It's like there is a max you can get paid out on these firms. So it's not a forever thing. It's not something that you don't just trade a prop account forever. But you use it as leverage to help you out in other areas.
look, I get that. And I get that it helps. Um, and I know a few people that have actually used it and so forth. But it has its place. Uh, uh, but when you think realistically,
Hmm.
and I'm talking about like practically more so.
Hmm. Hmm.
Um, I don't know if you guys ever used the compound daily interest calculator at all.
Hmm. Yep.
Um, yeah, right. So if you utilize that rather than or not rather than, but the prop account has so many benefits. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying you shouldn't use them. I'm just saying they're a really great tool.
Hmm.
But where by utilizing a prop account, we're basically instigating another source
Hmm.
to pay another source to get us a marginal march forward.
Hmm.
But compound daily interest.
Hmm.
So when you um, start with $100
Hmm.
and then you have $103 and you work on 3% or and you grow that over the course of a year. We're talking about, if you start with $1,000, you can end up with like 3.4 million by the end of the year, compound by just um, reinvesting that 3%
Hmm.
every trade.
Yeah.
It's a little bit different because we're using our money rather than someone else's
Hmm.
money.
Yeah.
I was just wondering what my question is, I'm just wondering what the impetus and the drive is to look at that because I know that friends of mine and colleagues of mine have done that, and
Mhm.
I get the benefit in it, but I want to be brutally honest.
Yeah.
I only think that it's only beneficial if we're talking about $250,000 upwards.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
I hear you.
You know
I
what I
hear you.
mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Other than that, we can grow that to there
Uh-huh.
because
Yeah.
until we get to that point, then we have the money in our bank and we want to use someone else's money.
Hmm.
Does
Hmm.
that make sense?
Yeah, no, it
Yeah.
makes
Right,
And
sense.
because rather
I'm over
than
here.
rather than trying to rather than trying to grab someone else's money, try and
yeah, yeah,
build it, we can do this here right now. We can make $1,000 a day.
Hmm.
yeah,
You know what I
Hmm.
mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Whereas, and when we get to a certain point, then we draw in $250,000 and we can go for $250,000 upwards.
Hmm.
You know
Hmm.
what I mean? So, my question is, I'm just trying to get my head around it. It's not a it's not I don't understand the prop accounts well enough.
mm,
I don't get why we do that when we can make a
Hmm.
thousand dollars a day. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? So
and
um, and then build up to a point where then we don't have to pay the tax on what we have. We utilize leverage other people's money at $250,000.
Hmm.
You know,
Hmm.
rather than thousands of dollars.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm over here smiling because
That's
just
that's my question.
you're talking about exactly, really like our whole brand is volume times time, and you're 100% right. And I appreciate your pragmatic and your realistic, approach to this. because you're spot on. Everything you're saying is right. On my screen, I've put up this compound interest, this compounddaily.org. You know, this is something that
Yeah,
that I love to look at.
that's what I have. Yeah, that's
You
what I
love
have.
to look at this. $1,000, 3% a day, 261 trade days, or 261 days. There's 261 trade days in a year. So this represents
Yep.
365 calendar days. Shoot, you're looking at 2.2 mil, 2.25.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and yeah, so that
Yeah.
what's that 50K funded account mean if we grow this $1,000, 3% a day over the course of a year? How beneficial is it really? And you make a great point. And there's really no other answer other than just get, just get into it sooner. And you might have the um yeah, I'm over here thinking, Marcus, what you got?
Yeah, for me, it's there's like no difference besides just the capital. Besides just the capital, having access to that capital a lot sooner, a lot quicker. I'm actually building even before when I was trading my Surge Trader account, my completion uh of that prop account was built off the compound interest calculator. So like I understood if on my prop account, if I got X amount percent each day, that I would eventually pass profit target one and then profit target two. Um, so within my prop account, I'm utilizing the compound interest calculator because like I said a second ago, I see that as my money, right? Instead of it being all right. So like the account we're gonna get, right? We're gonna get a 50K account, but we only have $10,000 to lose, essentially, quote unquote. So that is what I will consider to be my account size. And then I will build my risk management around that. Instead of building my risk management plan around, the $300 or the $100 live account. That's the only shift that there is for me. Um, is just what it does to my risk. And like you said, just getting to that amount sooner. And then leveraging it from there. Once I get my first payout, I'm probably gonna put, you know, 70%, 50 to 70% in my live account, and then, just bring that prop account back to its balance that it started with. So I'd be withdrawing, 50 to 30%, and then moving 50 or the remaining percent to my live account. Um, and so that's kind of how I want to approach extracting that money from my prop account. Um, but yeah, it's really just the capital. Um, still can look at it with that same compound interest calculator in my opinion, but we're just looking at a different amount of capital. So
Right. So can I put something forward to you guys then, if that's the
Please.
case?
yeah,
Is um just from being the devil's advocate.
Yeah, shoot it.
Um and I have nothing against prop accounts at all, or anything else, but everything that I've seen and everything I've learned from you guys,
Hmm.
and I've learned everything from you guys,
Hmm.
like everything. Like I'm a novice, but you taught me so much. Um, if we're going to um, use exponential and compounding interest growth, and we could start from $100, $500. If we start from $1,000,
Hmm.
which I think that we all could probably start from $1,000, um, we don't need a proper account.
Hmm. Hmm.
And that's a fact. That's a
Hmm.
fact. Um,
Hmm.
because when we trade within Bloom, what I have found is that the exponential growth you get when you follow the rules and
Mhm.
the indicators, you don't lose, and the compound interest, the compound not interest, but the compound growth that you get from that.
Mhm.
Um, I don't think we need a proper count until we get to a point where we're going to go, like I said before, $250,000 where we can actually grow every trade by $30,000.
Mhm.
Um,
Mhm.
at this point, this is my opinion, right? Because I've looked at it. I've looked at it
Yeah.
really hard.
Yeah.
And so I'm asking because I want some feedback on it because
Mhm.
I'm only seeing things the way that I see them as a novice, not
Mhm.
as someone as you guys
Mm.
have dabbled in it. Okay.
Mhm.
Um, and I find that when I speak with our our bloom trends and we watch what we do. I mean, think about it like honestly,
Yeah. Yeah.
$1,000 a day, right?
Mhm.
Right here.
Mhm.
And you do that $1,000 a day and you compound that. You don't need a proper count
Mhm.
until you get to a point where you want to use proper count. Does that make sense?
I
Yeah.
hear
So
you. I hear
I'm
you.
just trying to
What
figure
yeah.
out like you
Yeah.
guys are talking about capital. And
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I'm working on what you guys you are talking about capital. I'm working on what you guys and this has stuck with me from day one is
Mm.
brick by brick,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
Remember how you say it's layer by layer, just day by day,
Mhm.
right?
Absolutely.
Just do that. If it's $20 a day, it's $20 a day. $20 an hour, doesn't matter. Just brick
Mhm.
by brick, brick by brick,
Mm.
brick by brick, and all of a sudden you have a point where you can actually, you can actually have some more leverage than you
Mhm.
know to be able to do.
Mhm.
And a proper count at this point for me is sort of
Mhm.
like I'm trying to jump a step,
Yeah.
leapfrog.
Yeah.
But the thing is that by using that, I'm taking away the focus of me being able to actually utilize what's happening in the market now.
Mhm.
So my suggestion is, and not suggestion, my approach is that I'm growing my account to a point where then I'm ready to have a proper account.
Mhm.
I have lots of money in my account, and the proper
Mhm.
account's going to make me the dollars as a cream on the top
Mhm.
afterwards.
Mhm.
But I'm just trying to. I mean, like, I want you guys to help me fill in the. I'm a novice, remember, so I'm
Yeah.
not saying how things should be. I'm
Mhm.
just saying how I see things and doing things. So, give me the feedback.
Yeah, I think this. I can't help but smiling because you're pretty, and I think you might be right, Jason. I think you're right. Just in terms of you know utilizing the prop account not as you know just another source. Like yeah, like 250K, a $500,000 prop account. Once you get to that point, like you're making significant dollars. And so I like I like the approach. And that's really what my original approach was. And you might be right. Maybe I'm sitting here falling into the trap of wanting to skip a step. I think maybe that's what it is. That's something I'll reflect on over the next few days. Um, my original approach was, get my live account to $1,000, and my goal is to do that by the end of this month. Um, and just grow that, because I think, and I'm just, wrapping my head around all of this, right? You buy the 50K prop account is, I believe it's $350. If you blow that prop account, you have zero, nothing. That $350 goes completely away. Where if you deposit that same $350 for that 50K live account, or that 50K funded into a live account, that money is yours, and you're trading that $350 without the constraints of having your money completely go away if you hit that daily limit, if you hit that max limit of drawdown. Um, yeah, yeah, yeah. I think um, yeah, you're preaching to the choir here. Um, yeah, I love it. And you as a novice trader, I really appreciate you kind of offering your perspective. Because it's very easy to get caught up in one idea, and you make that decision, make that idea, and you run with it. You won't move from it. Um, but I love your point of view. I love your perspective, and it aligns with really what we talk about. And yeah, maybe going the 50K prop account, and not growing your $1,000 account exponentially 3% a day, get to your $1 million, whatever. Then you could go the prop way. And at that point, the systems are so streamlined that you'll be profiting on your live account that hopefully by that point is upwards of million plus. Then you have that 250K prop account that you can use forever, whatever you want, for extra cash, for to continue to fund your live account. Maybe that
Hmm.
50K, maybe that 50K amount, it's just not worth it. You could be better off taking that $350 and putting it in your live account and growing that. Um,
But that's for my point. Like, I mean,
yeah.
what you pay for a prop account, and nothing against prop accounts. It's about using them for what they are.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
but what you have to pay for them when you're learning
Hmm.
is probably things that maybe we should put into growth of our live accounts, and then
Hmm.
we have a big enough amount. Then we go to the prop account, and then what I mean. It's worth paying it to get to that
Hmm.
next level. But I
Hmm.
mean, I get that. When I've seen people use prop accounts within our group, I get how that works, and I don't necessarily have an aversion to it. It's more sort of
Hmm.
like, well, why would you when we can use scalping and make cheeses? Honestly, $1,000 in half an hour
Hmm.
or 2 hours.
Hmm.
And then do a proper count. Well, then if we're going to use that, and then we're going to like lay down $10,000, that's a different
Hmm.
kind of scenario.
Hmm.
So I'm thinking, there's a
Mm.
gap between,
Hmm.
and I
Yeah.
think that we can develop, we can grow our account. So for example, right now, gold is going off. Holy
Yeah.
freaking hell. Like we can get in, and we can grow incrementally, exactly how you guys taught us, brick
Hmm.
Yeah.
by brick. You know what I mean? Follow the
Hmm.
bloom.
Yeah.
That's what I've been doing, right? And it's been working so well. And you do it bit by bit by bit by bit, and you grow it, and exponentially, it really makes a huge difference in a
Hmm.
matter of weeks.
Hmm.
And when you get to a point of like, you know, that, then you can, when you get to a point where you can go, well, hey, look, I've got too much money. I don't want to sit in front of it. I need someone else um, to prop me up.
Hmm.
I need $250,000 because I want to actually um, exponentiate what I have
Hmm.
from thousands of dollars to $10,000.
Hmm.
Does
Hmm.
that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Yeah,
Mm.
Yes, it does.
yeah.
Yes, it does.
So yeah, and I mean, and then we're paying them fairly for what they're going to give us,
Hmm.
because I mean, honestly, when we're making, uh, 5, 10, 15, $20,000 on a prop account, they're getting most of the money.
Yeah.
But if we're going to go when we ramp it up to like 20, 50, $100,000, then they can have whatever they want because we're going to get a lot of money.
Yeah.
Mm. And I mean that's
Yeah.
like I said, that's the way I see it. I don't know if that's right because I'm a novice. Correct me if
Yeah.
I'm wrong, please.
Yeah, and so I love your perspective, Jason. I think just thinking about money before you even think about trading, you have to, and for me, I don't really like to relate things in a right or wrong approach. So your approach from your position is beautiful. Um, just thinking about the money aspect. Um, Now just between each situation, that's when it starts to vary and be different for one another. Because for me, I don't have $1,000, and looking into the future in my current position, I don't know if I'll have $1,000 to invest in the next probably like 6 months. Um, and now, yeah, I could probably save up $200 each month to get to that 1,000, which is something that I've actually played with doing. In my trade plan, I have it on my trade plan to fund my live account by January of 2025 with $1,000. Because that is a really good number, like you said, and even $100. But that is like my number that I want to start with to give me the leverage that I want to have in the market. Now that doesn't mean I'm not open to doing it with $100. I'm doing it currently now with my live account was $300. Um, and so in my situation, it is truly only leveraging what the capital I have available and the capital I can make myself available to. Um, so when I think about the $300 that it takes for me to buy this funded account, right? I can stretch that $300 longer on a prop account than I would be able to do on a live account. Um, because of the capital. So like this current live account that I had, right? It probably now, of course, this is poor entries, poor risk management, things like that played a factor. And so let's just say that plays a factor again, and nothing changes between how I approach this current live account that's $300 and my $50,000 account, right? Now, nothing changes except right now on this $300 live account, I currently have $22 in it. And so obviously my leverage and what I can now risk has decreased significantly, right? From that initial $300. Um
Mhm.
and just thinking about that same amount in a funded account, I would not be in that same position just strictly because of capital. And so I'm just able to, in my position, when I do have money to put into trading, I can currently find more value in putting it into, first of all, it has to be a credible company because I have to know, and of course you don't know, but I have to have somewhat confidence in that company to keep it transparent, kings of transparency, no pun intended there, but and pay me out and have and not be manipulating my entries and whatnot. Um, but in just my current position, I just feel like I can find more. I can make my money last longer, and put myself in a better opportunity to grow that money. Um,
Yeah.
in a prop count only because of my account size, what I have available to put
I
in there.
Yeah, I like and
100%.
yeah, and real quick, Jason, I want to hear your thoughts just on what Marcus said. But when I'm here now, I'm sitting here listening and trying to gather information, gather perspective. The prop accounts, and Jason, you used the term of prop up. Like the prop accounts are used to prop you up. And so at what point do you need a prop up? At what point is that prop up most going to be most impactful for you? And so, and for me, Jason, I really, really appreciate you kind of starting this conversation and dialogue. Like for me, I had every intention of funding my live account to $1,000 over the next month to 2 months. I had every intention, I'm able to do that. I'm in a very fortunate situation. Me, Marcus's situation is very different. Marcus has a family, has his own place, he has a fiance. Just the amount of capital that he can designate to funding a live account
Yeah.
is going to be different than in my situation, and possibly your situation as well, Jason. Like, and so for me, I
Yeah.
really appreciate that perspective, and that maybe I don't need that prop up right now. I don't need that prop up right now. Um, but no, I want to hear your thoughts. I want to hear your thoughts on what Marcus and Jason.
Look, absolutely. And I don't mean to like jump in like
No,
thinking
no, I
that
No, I
love
love
yours.
it. I
everyone
love
I
it. I
love it.
love it.
Love it.
has
Yeah.
like money to throw around. That's not what that's not my
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
impression. That's
Mm-mm.
not my intention.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and exactly right. And hey, I'm a single dad and two teenage daughters.
Mm-hmm.
I get it,
Mm-hmm.
right? I haven't actually, to be honest, I haven't worked in a job since 2014.
Mm.
So I've worked in different industries, network marketing, and other industries that have supported me
Mm-hmm.
because I've been very fortunate not to do that. So,
Mm-hmm.
so I totally understand what you're saying, and I'm not saying that you need a certain amount of money to do certain things. Um,
Mm-hmm.
it's not about the money. It
Mm-hmm.
really isn't about the money. We all agree, and that's the reason I connect with you guys, what you do, because it's not about the money, it's about the development experience and what you can do, how you
Mm-hmm.
can grow with that. That's why
Mm-hmm.
you guys are so fucking awesome, because
Mm-hmm.
honestly, you guys are honestly
Mm-hmm.
100% magically fantastic.
Appreciate
Um,
that, Jason.
Appreciate that.
no, it's a fact. It's a fact, right? It's a 100% fact. What you guys honestly have been um you instigatively the reason why I've actually got back into what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm.
Both of you two, Q and E, you guys are it. Right, Mark, you guys are it.
Mm-hmm.
As far as I'm concerned, not because you come from a place of authenticity
Mm-hmm.
and transparency and understanding.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm the same. Like you can ask me anything, I'll answer the question. Doesn't matter what it is. My heart, my head is open. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so there's nothing I want to say or and answer. So when it comes down to and I know that it's it can be if it's a monetary thing, we all know that $100 can turn into a hundred
Yeah.
thousand dollars.
Mm-hmm.
We know that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and as you guys have shown, it's brick by brick, building by building dollar by dollar, 10 by 10, 20 by 20, and building it, right? Right.
Mm.
And that is the thing that actually that stopped me losing money. What can I say? 3 weeks ago,
Mm-hmm.
and actually turning 3 weeks ago into compounding
Mm-hmm.
and doubling my investment and
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
tripling my investment.
Mm-hmm.
So because I just remember what you said. So it doesn't matter if it's $100 or 200 or $1,000. When I say you can make $1,000 a week, it's not a honestly looking at the way that the market works. It's not a it's really really easy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, it's not easy. It's simple. It's not easy. It's simple. And the issue that we all have is that we need an account that allows the digress of the movement
Mhm.
and the acceleration of the movement, right?
Mhm.
Because I mean, if you only have $500, it'll bottom out and
Mhm.
you lose your account. So you need some money in there to be able to allow it to move.
Mhm.
To be able, because I mean, if we know it's going up, it's going to go down.
Mhm.
So you have to allow it. You need enough money to be allowed to go down to go up again.
Mhm.
And then when it goes up, you make your money, then you add it to your account and so forth. And that's how you compound and build, right?
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
So what I'm trying to say is that like I get where you're at, Marcus, with a certain amount of money, but you honestly you have the absolute you are on the money with everything. You are on the money with everything. You could start with $1 and end
Mm,
up with a fucking
mm,
$100,000 if you do and what you do and how
mm,
you analyze everything and do it.
Mhm.
So, and we all have expenses.
mm.
I've got, like I said, I've got 10 teenage daughters, just saying.
I'm sure
So,
they try and
Yeah,
run you dry, huh?
yeah, yeah. So, got
yeah,
12 and 15. So, it's
Mhm.
um, so it's a definite work in progress there.
yeah.
But it's just stuff you got to do. You
Mhm.
guys are lucky you start early.
Hey,
Mm.
mine hasn't started
It
asking for
is
stuff yet, so
no, no, but oh my God, they're so beautiful. They're so wonderful when they're so young. They're so
Mhm.
wonderful when they're older, and then
yeah.
even when they're teenagers, it's so wonderful. All I got to impart on you guys
Mm,
is that kids teach you more about you than
Mhm.
mm,
you will ever, ever, ever think you're going to teach them.
mm,
Ever, right? They will teach you more about yourself than
Mhm.
anything you think you're going to teach them. So
Mhm.
they'll teach you patience, understanding, compassion. They'll teach you
mm,
time. They'll teach you presence. They'll teach you so many, 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 many things that you forget because you're an adult and we
Mhm.
forgot
mm,
them.
Yeah.
Right? So just allow yourself to let them do that. Don't try and stop them from doing it. Anyway,
Mhm.
bye bye bye.
Mhm. Mhm.
Anyway, so what I'm trying to say is that I get the proper count, but I honestly 100% believe because I've been using you guys for 2 years. Well, yeah, going on 2 years, right?
Mhm.
Bloom, and
Mhm.
I'm so grateful. And I've been in and out and off and on, and that's for personal reasons and so forth and
Yeah.
others. But yeah, I've never not thrown it away because I know how exact and so
mm,
poignant and so impactful these indicators are.
Mhm.
mm,
I use them, and I got to be honest with you, man. I'll show you what I got here, right? In the last day, what's that? What are you? You're the 20th. Are you
Yes.
the 20th?
yep, yep.
Yes. Okay, so in the 20th, right? So we're talking one, two. So I've had 12 and 12 trades, right? Since 20th. And it's been 555, $300, three, four, five. We're talking almost $3,000
Mhm.
Mm,
over the
Mhm.
day using your indicators.
Mhm.
mm,
Yesterday and today, it's balanced out. So the thing is that what I'm trying to say is that if we follow what you guys do, what
Yeah.
you guys instigate,
Mhm.
and what you guys preach, and I'll preach it, um, it it works.
Mhm.
And the reason why I have those kind of figures is because I started with like a $3,000 or $3,500 USD account.
Mhm.
So with that, which is 5,000 Australian,
Mhm.
with that, it gave me the ability to be able to absorb the um, the drawdown,
Mhm.
and then when it happened, like
Mhm.
absorb when the dots came in, absorb the drawdown and go up.
Mhm.
And I've been using like um well, 3 pips, right? So $30 per pip,
Mhm.
and so it goes up 10 pips. It's $300
Mhm.
for Australian.
Yeah.
Sorry, USD. So what I'm trying to say is that, like, your indicators
Yeah.
work so well
Hmm.
that um, until I get to a point where I have $100,000, I don't need a proper account,
Hmm.
because that money is there for me to be able to use what I want, and then I use the proper account to because it's funds me to do it.
Hmm.
So but I mean, like I say, I don't know because I'm not I'm not fully educated on proper accounts. I'm
Mhm.
just that's why I'm trying to figure out in my head. I'm going
Mhm.
because people say, and I've had other people say, get a proper account, get a proper account. I'm going, well, why? Because I'm making money every day. Why do I
Mhm.
want to get into a proper account? You know what I
Mhm.
mean?
Mhm.
But I get it. Right? And the
And
only reason I'm here where I am is because of you guys
mm,
allowing me listen in to experience how the market works and
Mhm.
how the news works and everything else.
Mhm.
Honestly, I could not even possibly make a trade. It's been so long, and the only reason I've been so long since I've been out of it, the only reason I've been able to get back in is because of you guys. And I honestly can't thank you enough to still be there.
Yeah. No, we
Because
appreciate you. Yeah. Yeah. We
honestly, it's been
really appreciate that,
wonderful.
Jason. Really, really
for
appreciate that.
sure.
That really means a lot. And it's so easy to just when you're in something. So here, like speaking from my perspective, um, and really just the human perspective, it's easy to get caught up in something. So like this something I'm speaking about, our strategy and how we trade, our method of trading, and see the success, and you see an opportunity to take that next step up, take that prop up, and you kind of maybe you lose sight a little bit of that volume times time aspect, and that brick by brick, and you find an opportunity to, maybe not skip a step, but you know, prop yourself up. I'll use that phrase again. Um, and so I really really like this last hour conversation. I feel like I've taken a step back, detached myself from where I'm currently at, and really just kind of think about this whole thing. And I'm gonna think a lot about this. I'm gonna think a lot about this, because I think, $350 for a prop. Um, when I think about any issues I've had with a live account, is like I said, the potential, the constraints, the lack of constraints. But shit, if there's gonna be constraints on the prop account, and that's what's gonna help me. That has to be the same on the live account. Either way, it has to be the same. Um, yeah. So I really appreciate
That,
your
that's
perspective. I really appreciate your
See, that's the
perspective.
thing. Like, people think that, like I say, prop accounts have a place. There's
Hmm.
no doubt about it. But I mean, in life, right? When they say grass is green on the other side, no,
Hmm.
grass is greener where you water it, right?
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. So, it's about understanding what you have, and what you guys have is insane.
Yeah.
No, honestly, what you guys have is fucking insane. Um, and you can grow that from and you have, and I've applaud what you guys have done, you know, to grow what you have from a bud
Hmm.
to something bigger and better. And everything that you've done on all the medias and everything. And no, no, I've not really been, I'll I'll sit in apology for that, that I have not promoted that yet, but
Hmm.
trust me, I will.
Hmm.
I've actually been off social media for a period of time,
Hmm.
but but um, what you guys have and what you guys offer from your heart and your soul for the reasons you do it, has is only going to give back. The universe will give back to you for that.
Hmm. Yeah.
There's no doubt about it. So what you do is magnificent, and the things that you offer, honestly, there are people out there that, and this is the thing with our, I suppose, our consciousness and our thinking these days, is
Hmm.
that they think that things are going to happen vicariously through social media,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, it's not going to happen. It'll happen for some, won't happen for many. But people that are really, really, really aware, like you guys, it's like,
Hmm.
yeah, we'll give you the opportunity to see it, and we'll give you the opportunity to grow it. And the thing is that so many people say, well, I'll give it to you, but you have to pay me for it.
Mm.
And the beauty of it is that you guys just want to, and this is one of my inherent things in my core values, is that you say, well, no, I don't have to charge you for it, because if I give you the information, it'll come back to me.
Hmm.
And that's the thing, is that if you if if you do what you love, the money will come,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
And so many people hunt the money for the love,
Hmm.
Mm.
and you guys don't. You guys don't. So it will come to you. It will come
Hmm.
to you. It's coming to you naturally because of what you do every day,
Hmm.
but vicariously outside of that, it's going to come to you because of the things that you give. It's a given life. You know,
Hmm.
it truly
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah. That's truly one
So
of like
anyway,
the absolutes in life. Yeah. Yeah. You're spot on.
yeah. Yeah, and you guys do that, right? You guys
Hmm.
do that every single day that you wake up. You guys do that. So there's no doubt that you guys are going to. It's going to come flooding back to you.
Hmm.
All I'm saying is, don't get caught up in um, the diversions of things.
Hmm.
And I get proper counts,
Hmm.
and I get other things, but what you have simplistically
Yeah.
with your indicators and the way that you go about them and the way that you teach and the way that you um, put yourselves out there is exponentially better than anything that I can think of.
Hmm.
Mm.
Honestly, honestly,
Hmm.
it
Mm.
is. I mean, it's helped me, one person, and I can
Hmm.
tell you that I'm sure there's more than one. If it
Mhm.
helps one, it'll help 1,000.
Sure. Definitely.
Yeah, no, that
You know, listening to you guys, and both of you guys, you speak differently to
Mhm.
different people. When you speak, different people hear you,
Mhm.
right?
mm,
And people respond differently.
Mhm.
And it's really, really important that you have that
Mhm.
because I hear different things and learn different things from both of you guys.
Mhm.
And it's sensational. It is
Mhm.
sensational. It's not a
Mhm.
like and dislike, it's just sensational, both of
mm,
you.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, it's honestly it's a marriage made in heaven, guys.
Mhm.
It
Yeah,
really
no,
is.
yeah, Marcus and I, especially over the last couple weeks, we've made just such good strides just on the back end of things, business end of things, and getting things progressing forward. Um, and yeah, me and Marcus, we sit down and laugh, not laugh, but whenever we sit down and we project forward, we're not going anywhere. We're going to continue
You know,
to be on here, and we're going to continue to learn and develop. And we know 100% without a doubt that at some point, whether it's a year from now, 2 years from now, 3 years from now, 10 years from now, exactly what we're doing
mm,
here. Hopefully, I'm sitting in a bigger room in a nicer chair, but at some point, the the fruit will come. The fruit will
mm,
come.
oh yes,
Um,
oh yes. There's no doubt about it. You guys have laid the foundation. The fruit will come. Honestly, Joe is so into you guys. He just doesn't know how to process that information.
mhm,
Um, I mean, he's such a good bloke. And then
mhm,
you honestly, the way that you present stuff, I, I just don't think that, can I say, it's like, it's not out in people's faces how
mhm,
it needs to be. You're doing everything you can. Don't get me wrong.
mhm.
But and I think it's up to the public like myself and others to be able to present it to people, right?
Exactly. And what we're
Because
working on, and
it's amazing
sorry,
what you got.
yeah, yeah, and sorry for interrupting you, but and so what we're working on right now is just figuring out how to reach as many people as possible, not by
Mm,
advertising, not by pushing out a bunch of social media, but creating things that help people to learn these concepts.
mm,
So full disclosure, so we want to have a virtual ebook that walks people through the from the beginning to end. We want to have that like a
right.
beginner's guide. Then we want to have, more of like a course people can work through where they can learn the specific strategy. So we want, something people can read to gain information, pre pre-recorded course people can use to gain information. We'll always have our live calls for people to gain information. We just want to kind of expand our bandwidth. So for people that might learn a little bit better by reading, maybe they don't like being on the live calls because for whatever reason, maybe they're uncomfortable for whatever reason. Maybe they just don't hear the message coming out of our mouths, especially at the beginning stages. Um, so hey, read through this ebook. Awesome. That's your foundation there. If that's what you need to absorb this, awesome. That's there for you. If some courses, some pre-recordings is how you're going to learn best, awesome. We got you. We're gonna have that for you. It's gonna be done well, done accurately. Um, but we're just trying to appeal to as many different learning styles as possible, without obviously spreading ourselves too thin. But um, yeah, Marcus and I, we make a good team. Anytime we sit down and work, just super productive. Yeah, just so excited for these next couple months, the next decade, the next 2 decades. Yeah, we're excited to keep pushing. I really appreciate your perspective and
yeah.
giving me an opportunity to kind of detach, reflect, and really think about, where we are and where we're going.
Yeah.
Um, I think you're spot on, Jason. And I align with you. I align with you here.
Yeah.
Um, and so I'm gonna make my this decision. I'll make a final decision on this, as I think about this through the rest of the day. But fuck me, I'm gonna pay $350 for a prop account. I can put through that $350 in a live account and make it just as long as that 50K. Um, you know, as we project forward, the
Not as
capital the
long you're going
capital
to
won't be an
compound.
issue. Yeah.
Not as long you're going to compound that
Hmm.
350. You're
Yeah.
going to compound it.
Yeah.
No, don't make it last. You're going to
Hmm.
compound it.
Yeah. At 3% for a decade, damn, that sounds pretty nice. That sounds pretty
Yeah,
nice.
right.
That sounds pretty nice. I wonder what that'd
Yeah.
be actually.
No,
A
it's a
thousand dollars,
you're
three, two
what
sixty.
is it?
About $750,000 in a year if you do 350.
So let's look at this. Let's look at this. Let's do 350, three
Is that
percent.
right?
Let's do three
Yeah.
year. So 261 times three.
100%. Yeah, you got that right. It is, yep.
1,500 days.
No, no,
So
no, no, no. It's not 783 days, mate. It's
yeah, so
it's not
I
700.
just yeah, so I just projected 3 years from now. So this is
Oh, gotcha.
781 is
No,
is
just
three
do the
three
year.
years of trading
Just
days.
do the year. Just do the
Crazy.
year. Just do the year.
Let's look
Just
at
do the year. So it
261.
was 268 or something, 61. Yeah, there you go.
261, $350, 3% a day. Reinvest
Yeah,
everything,
right.
anything out, not including weekends.
Yeah. So you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Or you can do a proper count.
yeah, yeah. What's that 50K prop to eight figures?
Yeah.
Not excuse me, not eight figures. 800,
Seventy
just
was
under
70
800,000.
Hmm.
800,000.
So that's only on 350,
Right,
right? And that's only on 3%. Because you get to
right.
a point where you go, well, you know what? I'm going to put 5% in,
Yeah.
right? And then you get to another point where you go, well, I know how this works, and you guys know how this works. This
Hmm.
this calculator is for beginners.
Hmm.
This calculator is for beginners.
Hmm.
You guys know exactly how it works. I
Hmm.
mean, geez, you can turn that 80 grand
Yeah.
into whatever you want.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
Jason.
Or you can use someone else's money and then pay them.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Um, You
Right.
know what I mean? And the thing is that when you're
Yeah.
using someone's money, that's not the skin of the game. So, and I know you guys, particularly Marcus, I
Hmm.
know that you guys, when things happen, like you respond to the way the things happen, right?
Mm,
Hmm.
And you want it to happen the way you want it to happen because that's
mm,
how you've seen, how you've designed it on your charts.
yeah.
Hmm.
So, and we know better than what the average is.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So you
No,
know better
Jason.
than what the
Your feedback this morning, Jason, is just gonna bring me to just highlighting why we care so much about the community. Like
Yeah,
that feedback is
you
just
do.
super valuable, man. Honestly, you being on this call with us, you know, can't thank you enough for that feedback. Just because we do need that reflection as well. There's a lot of different perspectives with trading, and that community aspect is why it's so important just to hear different insights and different approaches and whatnot. Because as I'm sitting here and the more we're starting to think about it, it's like the only like the whole reason behind VXT and just understanding the long game is being able to take very small amounts and growing them to larger amounts because of
Yes,
that long game
yes,
type of mindset. So
yes,
um
yes.
yeah, I think as I was wanting to
Agree.
go to the prop account was using it just to accelerate the process, and to kind of,
Because we want it. We're human. We're human. We want it.
yeah,
Yeah.
We're
yeah,
human. We
no, for
want it,
sure.
right?
Yeah.
And there's
Yeah,
nothing wrong with it.
yeah,
All I'm
no,
saying is that
don't say it.
what personally, what I believe is what you guys have is fucking so
Yeah,
much better than a prop count.
yeah,
Honestly, it is so much better than a
yeah.
proper
Mhm.
count.
No, I hear
It
you.
is.
And
It
it
is.
and it's really only like and it's only a matter of risk. So I can't even say, having X amount of dollars would change that risk, because
Mhm.
it's truly just a matter of having your risk management
Correct.
strategy in place. Um
Correct. It
and to
doesn't
bring
change his
back to, yeah, yeah, and when what we said earlier about, like, having X amount of dollars just so, our trade can go into drawdown and whatnot. And all risk management is just being able to absorb drawdown. That doesn't mean like I need to allow my trade to just keep going into drawdown. Okay, I have a risk management strategy in place. It's my drawdown. I close it out and I wait to scale back in, even if it's with the $75 or $100 I'm trading with. So,
Yep.
just thinking about it, yeah, I'm definitely more detached, from that prop firm, just because it contradicts we what we're teaching and what we're guiding. And in our situation, I mean, well, to speak on what you said a little bit earlier, when we're able to, buy $1 million prop account, maybe it's valuable then. But even at that point, it's like, okay, I can essentially be my own prop account, and
Mm.
go about it that way. So, really appreciate your feedback on that. And yeah, man, VXT is the whole reason behind it. So, that volume times time is, definitely exploits some things about, um, my previous approach to getting a private,
Yeah.
funded account for
When,
sure.
as Jason said, just human nature, just
Yeah.
human nature. I'm sitting here like it's just
Dude.
we're we're all human, and that's
Mm,
so having some like for us, Margaret, having this community. You spoke to just the value of the community aspect of this, and why in trading, just having really good people to trade with, having
mm,
really good people around you in the space get you to change your perspective like we've done on this call, like Jason, like you've allowed us to do, Jason. So
mm,
you know we told you we appreciate you, but um having being able to draw on perspective, and we like I said, we trust you, Jason. We love you, we like you, and we value your perspective, and we value your position, which is why I'm here sitting on this call, like, damn, this might not be the right way to go. This might
yeah.
contradict what we're trying to do. Okay. Okay. Now we're back centered. But it's having people around you to kind of get you centered, and not that I wasn't thinking clearly. I had a good thought process, I had a plan.
Yeah.
It's being able to reflect and understand the mission, get back to the ground principles of this. Because I want anybody to join our community, to understand that, hey, you don't even need $1,000 to start and grow that live account to high six
Nope.
figures to seven figures. You don't need that.
Nope.
Let's
You
start with
don't.
that $200. Let's start with whatever we can, and just
Yep.
over time get better and better. Over time, continue to compound, and we'll surely get to where we want to go. And it's gonna feel so much better when we get there. It's gonna feel so
Yeah.
much better when we get
100%. Guys, I gotta like reiterate that the only reason I have any understanding about this is because of because of your coaching
there.
over
Mhm.
over the years, and it has been a couple of years, right, or a year, 18 months.
Mhm.
Only reason I have any understanding about this and your indicators, the
Mhm.
way that these things work, I'm not kidding you, they work so well when they're used properly.
Mhm.
And when you follow them, they work so freaking well. And then you're growing into backside of things, the way that you guys show how news works and how economy works and how things, and both of you guys, the way that it develops the way it happens, right?
Mhm.
So
Mm.
Mhm.
my input to this scenario is simply because of what you've given me.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I'm just
Mm.
I'm just giving back to you
Yeah.
Yeah.
um, what
Yeah.
you've educated me on.
Mhm.
Um,
That's honestly
so
what makes me
it's
so
not
happy. That's
No, exactly.
it's sensational. It's so good. It's so good that I've learned so much, and I'm feeding it back, and you guys going right. Okay, good. But everything that you use, everything that you do is like it grows, right?
Mhm.
So it's not it's you have to um, absorb and be open to allowing the information coming back to you
Mhm.
yeah.
to better what you've gotten given us, because everything you've given us is sensational.
Mm.
Honestly, sensational. Like I could not be more happy than what I have at the moment.
Mhm.
And I've been in and out for 2 years. I dropped out for a little while, right? So, but I've followed, but you guys have stayed resilient and true to your cause,
Mm.
and it's honestly, it's one of the most one of my highest values is integrity,
Mhm.
Mm.
right? And people have different values.
Mhm.
That's kind of like the highest one. You guys always hit that, and
Mm.
I so appreciate that because about love cups. You fill someone's cup, and
Mhm.
that fills my cup because you
Mm.
guys do that, you
Mm.
know. But you do it for yourselves. You
Mhm.
don't do it for others. You don't do it for others for yourselves. You just
Mm.
do it for yourselves,
Mhm.
and that is really, 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 really important.
Mhm.
And I love that. And if you can't make it, it's understandable
Mm.
because we all have families and lives, right? And life goes on. But
Mhm.
you guys are so fucking solid. Honestly, being so solid for so long. I could not be where I am now if it
Mhm.
wasn't for you guys.
Mhm.
Not a word of a
Mm.
lie. I'm not blowing smoke up the arse. It's honestly, I
Mhm.
could not do that or feel comfortable to be able to get back into a conversation with you guys
Mhm.
unless you guys are
Yeah.
there. You are. It's wonderful. So don't stop. And God damn, I was just going to say like don't stop it. You've got so much more within you to give
Mm.
with what you have basically. So
Mhm.
not anything else outside of your indicators, your analysis,
Mhm.
Mm.
and your ability to make someone turn $20 into $1,000 every
Mm.
week. Because that's what you did for me.
Mhm. Mhm.
Man, and
Yeah.
it's
Beautiful.
one of those things that I heard growing up, or actually, sometimes my lady even tells me, she's like, "Take your own advice," as she's just walking in. But no, seriously, that's
Yeah.
like, it's literally like, just take
Take
your
your own
own advice.
advice.
Like you've been showing us one thing. It's like, guys, take your own advice. No, I
Hard to
can't
do,
thank you
isn't it?
enough.
Like as not as a bloke. I can't say it's a male thing, but it kind of is. But you can't.
Mhm.
Most people you can't take any fucking advice, can you?
Mhm.
Man,
Mhm.
You want to
Mhm.
help people, teach people, support
yeah,
people, hold people, cuddle people, but you won't do it for yourself, right?
yeah.
Mhm.
Mm.
It, it's funny too because I just wanted to pull up this interest calculator real quick, and I was like, man, let's say I had just $50 to throw in there, and I just start
Yeah,
with that.
right.
I'm like, shit, $50, 5% on $50. All right, start out with $2.50 a day, but just it just makes sense. So I do appreciate your feedback a lot this morning, Jason.
Mhm.
As I'm actually closing in on a GUJ trade I took earlier.
Mhm. I'm
Oh,
gonna hit the rest
better
real
do
quick, then
that.
we'll do a little overview.
Yeah, I mean, this sell I basically took this morning on UJ would have been my 5% for today on my $50 account.
Mm.
$2 and
I made 40,
$3.53.
I made $45 on that USDJPY account today.
USDJ. What have you been trading
Yeah.
predominantly gold?
Yeah. But because you guys been talking about USDJPY, I thought I'd give it a go and
Yeah.
just to see how it worked. But I tell you what, it moves really quickly a lot, whereas gold moves a lot really quickly. Does that make
Yeah.
sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Whereas
Yes.
JPY is a little more forgiving, and but it's the same kind of rewards,
Yes.
but but it moves. Yeah, yeah. It's just different. It's
Yeah,
different.
we gotta
The same,
be
but
a
different.
little, yeah, just a little more patient with USD JPY, especially with the
Yeah,
areas we have marked. Like it'll reach those levels. It just takes a little bit of time.
yeah,
Which
yeah,
gives you, which I actually like too, because it gives us more opportunity to potentially scale back in if I'm at, just call it a 1-0 lot size, then I can, take a partial here and then scale back in and so on and so forth. So
yeah.
rather than
Right.
gold, it's just like gone. And then, you're either taking your profits
That's right.
or you're scaling back in completely.
Yeah, that is the thing. That is the difference. Correct. Yeah,
Yeah. Hey, but
I
I
see
freaking
that.
love
Yeah.
gold. I'll never stop.
Oh, oh, a little
Dude,
bit.
Gold is gold is going crazy.
I
All
know,
time
man. I can't
high.
believe how high it is. It's
It's
got to
it's
retract, surely.
yeah. Yeah, and as long
Man,
as it yep.
I was I was physically in a bad way yesterday.
Mm,
Only because I'm diabetic, so sometimes I don't have the same um, energy levels. And I'm
mm-hmm.
watching gold do what it does. And I'm just going, oh, why can't I just get up and do that? because I mean, like I watch gold go up and up and up and up and up, and I'm just going, oh, for fuck's sake, I could have made fucking $10,000 today just watching it,
Nice.
you know.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
Instead, I just had to
seriously.
wait for the next day and then only make $1,000. You
Oh,
know,
man.
but the thing is, like you guys say, there's always another trade, right?
There's
Because
always
it
another
just went
trade
up
for
and up,
sure.
up and up, and
Yeah.
I can't. I've got to go to bed. I can't handle this. If I do it, and the thing is, when you're in that mindset, you make the wrong decisions if you're not feeling
Yeah.
right. Yeah, so you don't know if you're doing the right thing or not. So the best decision is don't. Just wait
Yeah,
for another trade.
for sure.
But
You're-
it's so high, man. It's so high. Hasn't been this
Yeah.
high for Jesus. I mean, it's past last month, this month's highest by 200 pips. It's insane.
Yeah,
230
it's
pips.
crazy.
It's crazy, man.
Yeah, I definitely want to see it come back and visit just the 2400 level. Really,
Yeah,
really strong decision making level I'm seeing there. Some
that'd be
inefficient price
nice.
action, so I at least over the next few days, just because Thursday and Friday we should get some heavy movement from the market. There was an article I was reading. I might have put it in Discord just about the current market, let's call it the economical sentiments around just like the dollar and the economy and whatnot. Even with bullish news from last week from the US dollar, that hasn't increased confidence in the possible appreciation of the dollar. Um, like people are pretty, I'm not saying, I don't want to say people, just the sentiment around the market is pretty bent on the Fed decreasing the rates and cutting the rates, which will continue
Yeah,
to devalue the dollar. So man, I don't
yeah.
know if gold's coming down. Like it'll correct, but
I don't,
you know, and in terms of coming down,
I
I
don't
think we
think it
might,
is.
yeah, we might really go touch like a crazy all-time high, like a 3K within this next, 4 months, honestly, when I'm thinking about towards the end of the year.
Mhm.
So
Yeah. And I've took
I agree with you.
a little break from gold, just kind of seeing it kind of do its thing. And just kind of re shifting my perspective, not shifting my perspective, but affirming my perspective on gold. And right, you have no idea what XAU USD is gonna do. Gold, there's a video I watched actually. The gold is now gold itself is one of three. So there's cash, bonds. Those were like the two major, I guess, currency exchange forms. I'll have better insight as we move through the week. I'll do some more research. But gold is now joined those two as being a dominant currency form. And so I was listening to this Wall Street investor saying the best investment you can make right now is gold into gold. And so to Marcus's point, over the next couple months, man, gold could touch 3,000. It could get 3,500. Like who knows what could
yeah,
happen? But man, it doesn't look like gold's gonna be slowing down. Like Marcus said, it's gonna correct. Um, but shoot, that gold pair is just gonna be shooting through the roof. I was a couple months ago we were at 1,800, the high 1,800s, 1,900, low 2,000s. Look at us now. It's crazy. So much potential there.
yeah, I want to know that term you're talking about because I feel like I know the term you're talking about in terms of gold.
Hold on, I got the video right here. Gold. It's gold. January of 2023, the central bank of all central banks of the world came out with Basel III, and it put
Basel
gold as a
3.
tier one legal asset in the global banking system. There's three legal assets, tier one. There's cash, sovereign bonds, and now gold. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm gonna look into that Basel 3.
yeah. That's interesting. I've never heard that before. Basel III, tier one assets. Basel III assets.
What the hell?
The tier one assets include some tier one assets. The main asset of a financial institution under Basel III standards. That's interesting. I'm gonna look into this.
There's actually an interesting article I want to share too. Not an article, but it's a little animation. I'll drop it
Mhm.
in the Discord, but it's actually on the Federal Reserve.
Mhm.
And from that animation, what I got was that the Federal Reserve is not like a government entity. Like that is not a government entity. The Federal Reserve from that animation basically said it is owned by a bunch of private investors. Um, so they don't like take orders from the government, the Fed. Like
Mhm.
the Fed like honestly controls a lot of our economy because
Hmm.
they control how much our car payment's going to be. They control how much the mortgage rate's going to be. They have a lot more um, financial influence. Well, we know they have pretty much all the financial influence. So I'm going to
Hmm.
share that article just because they put it in a really, really cool animation for you to understand. And just like there's this just kind of showing a simulation on how a bank gets more funding. It was like National Bank called up the dude at the Fed and was like, "Yeah, we need 20 more million dollars." And he was like, "Okay, done." And then boom, and they printed it type of thing. It was just a really cool animation for us to understand how the Fed works. Um, because that also helps us understand why they're you know, dual mandate policy, maximum employment and price stability is so important. The monetary policies when it comes to the interest rates and the inflation and how that fluctuates price. Um, so I'm gonna find that article and I'm gonna share that in the Discord.
Hmm. Yeah, I watched a similar video yesterday. Just it was more just the entire global economics um, system and how the government institution is a completely different entity than the quote unquote government bank, the national bank. I won't say government,
Yes.
national bank. It's complete. They
Yes.
work together in a way, but it's really the Fed that through controlling the interest rates that kind of predicate determines our economy. The government collects taxes um, and establishes foreign policy and stuff like that. But economically speaking, the Fed is king. The Fed is king, and the government utilizes the Fed. The government it's
Yes.
a beautiful system. I can't wait to just gain more knowledge. I've learned so much, but still have room to grow, a lot of room to grow as
Yeah.
far as speaking about it and just
Yeah.
wrapping everything together. So
Yes.
that's really where we're at now, where I'm at. So yeah,
Yes.
I'm excited to watch that video that you're talking about, Marcus. That'd be
Yeah,
fire.
I just dropped it in the Discord just now. Yeah. So and USD JPY is still moving to our point that we talked about just a second ago, Jason. Jason made a really good point. I like the way he put this about gold to UJ. Is
Hmm.
gold moves a lot quickly and
Hmm.
moves and USD JPY moves quickly a lot.
Hmm.
Um, which as I just continue to look at price structure, that's exactly what I see. We'll get a good move from USD JPY, then correction, good move, correction, good move, correction, versus gold making its initial just take off and
Boom.
then just accumulate throughout the rest of the day.
Hmm.
Um, and so I took a sell a little bit earlier on UJ that just closed my profit on as it got to one of my take profit areas. But just watching it now and it, just moved completely through that area, which just goes
Hmm.
to show that consistency of that price action there. But no, I want to check that video out that you
Well,
sent me yesterday. I saw that. My fault. You go ahead, Jason.
it goes to show that your indicators work. That's what it
Hmm.
shows.
Yeah, yeah, sure as hell they do. Sure as hell they do.
It's a
Not
fact.
wrong.
Yeah.
They
As
work.
we
They work so well.
yeah,
And the
yeah.
thing is that human nature drags us away from it to
Hmm.
try and go, well, I want to get in early. I want to get in
Yeah.
early. So,
Hmm.
but the thing is, if you do the brick by brick,
Hmm.
Yeah. And to
it's
to your
it's
point,
heavenly. It works so well.
yeah, to your point, I have gotten far away from that. I've gotten so
I
caught in
I
my
do it too. I
analysis.
do it too. I do it too.
Yeah,
So
yeah, that is that happy medium of becoming, you know, more knowledgeable and just having that
yeah.
increased confidence as on my analysis and then forgetting what got me here. The analysis just makes what got me here easier to execute on. That's all it is. That's how my approach should be, instead of trying to use um in essentially not using the bloom of the VXT entries. That's kind of what has happened to me. So that was probably the only reason why I could say my account did what it did on this live account. It was a lot of poor execution, which is an easy fix for me, as we're sitting here discussing it. So I'm
Yeah.
excited after this convo. Ready to,
Yeah. Jason grounded us.
for
Man,
sure.
my voice, but
It's
yeah, no,
back.
this
I
is
mean, you guys ground me. It's the thing
mhm,
is that you get back to what you're talking about, and it's
mhm,
like
Yeah.
we know every from our very first convos, and you're talking about how we're watching how the price marches across, and
Mm,
you guys just go, no, we're waiting for this, we're waiting for this. This looks great. And Jerry, the same thing, right? It's like, no, we're waiting for this. Looks good for me, not for you. This is great. I'm getting in here, not now. But we all know that when you tick those boxes,
mhm,
freaking hell, man. And you
mhm,
turn 100 into 1,000, 1,000 into five, a five into 10, 10 into 15. And when you're
mhm,
doing the same thing over and over again, yeah, I have a board here, right? I have a board here. I don't know if you guys see it, but you probably don't read it, right? But
mhm,
there's a couple of things here in this board, and I might have to take this close the same because it's about $300.
mhm.
I'm going to take it. Hang on a second, guys. I'm just going to take this close. Nice. Um, and this comes off a lot of things, right? It's a board that you might not can't see, but one of the really important things on here on this board that I draw is that
Mhm,
you can't go broke taking profits.
mhm,
mm,
You just can't, right? You just can't. Profits are profits. Take them no matter how small or how big. You
mhm,
can't
mm,
go broke taking profits. And you guys might actually know this, particularly Marcus from
mm.
you ever heard that before?
Yeah. No, absolutely.
yeah,
From one of your listening mentors, one of my listening mentors,
Yeah.
Zig Ziglar. Zig, man, Zig says this. You can't go broke taking profits.
mhm,
Zig Ziglar.
Right? Yeah, mate. And so take your profit and enjoy the second bite of the cherry. So take
Yeah,
your
this
20 bucks,
Zig Ziglar.
right?
I think I seen a
Just,
talk about this
you
guy.
just dive in again and take another 20 bucks.
Yeah.
Then dive in again, take another 20 bucks. Take a second bite of the cherry, right? Take your profit, then enjoy the second bite of the cherry. You will regret. This is the biggest thing that sticks in my head every single day now. You will regret the profit you didn't take after the lesson you learned.
mhm,
Mm,
mhm.
mm.
Right?
It's profound.
You guys help me, right? You guys help me write that.
Mhm,
You guys help me write that. And it
mhm,
makes such a big difference when you sit there, you go, oh no, I got to get in. I go, oh look, this is a good thing. Go, hang on a second, just slow the fuck down, Jason.
mhm,
Just slow the fuck down.
mhm,
Right?
mhm.
Just wait for your profit, and if you miss it, it's okay. Come back, wait for it again. It's going to come back. Then take the profit
There'll always be
when it's
another
there.
play. Always be another
There'll
play.
always be another, right? And you that's the thing that you guys are there every night, and every night it changes, and every night there's a different there's a different
Yeah.
possibility of taking.
Mhm,
So that's proof in the pudding. Honestly, you guys are like fucking archangels.
mhm.
It's true.
I
It's
don't know about
true.
all that,
You
but man,
guys are archangels.
we try. We try. Well, shoot, Jason, man, this has probably been one of the most impactful calls we've had, um, shoot, in history, because of you. Um, and, we're all we're all a team, we're all a community here, and you pouring back into us, and you letting us know that, that's kind of from what we bestowed onto you, and just for us to feel that love come back to us. Man, there's truly nothing better. Sitting in this chair, we get up at 4:35 is my wake up call. Just doing that week after week, month after month, just hearing your perspective and being able to have my perspective changed by you, by somebody in our community. Man, that's what we do this shit for.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
that's the whole thing. Yeah, as we hop off the call here and move through the rest of our day, I think we got better today. We got better today,
for
and
sure.
I'm super excited for the next opportunity for us to be together and trade. It's awesome. I love it.
Well,
Yeah,
I
no,
really
that's
appreciate
perfect.
actually being on call, and actually having interaction. It's
Mm,
sensational, and I want to get you guys to your 100 on Facebook and other areas.
Hmm.
There are some things that are challenging for me,
Hmm.
but honestly, I have nothing more than I'd love to be able to share
Hmm.
what you guys
mm,
have because it's
Hmm.
so off. And there is honestly, I don't know anyone in my 60 years of existence, well, soon to be 60 years of existence, of
Hmm.
anyone that is more authentic, understanding, and giving
Hmm.
within reason. You're allowed to have boundaries,
mhm.
but you don't seem to have boundaries. It's great,
Hmm.
but it's sensational. I think I am that's one of the reasons I'm such an advocate because in so many industries that I worked um, in corporate and
Hmm.
hospitality and teaching and so many other areas, they how can I say this without being rude? It lets you down,
Hmm.
Mm,
At the
right?
very least, yeah.
Right.
mm,
Yeah. But you guys do what you do authentically
Hmm.
and you don't let anyone anything down. It's like you don't need to. You don't promise more than what you give.
Hmm.
You give what you promise, and that is fucking satiation.
mm,
For
And
sure.
then you accept more to grow. And it's just I just so wish more people were like that.
Hmm.
And so much I'm so grateful and appreciative of it. So thank you.
Hmm. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you,
you,
Jason.
Jason.
Thank you. Can't say it enough. Can't say it enough. All right, I got some work to get done. I got some work to get done this morning.
Yeah,
Jason, yeah,
Yep.
appreciate you.
Catch you later, guys.
I'm yeah,
It's early
yes,
morning for
sir.
you guys,
Yes, sir.
kids and work and stuff.
Enjoy the rest of
Me,
your night.
it's sleep.
The
Sleep
best.
trading for me, mate. Sleep and trading.
Shoot. Can't wait for that to be me. Yeah.